Good morning. Come walk with me. I was going to do a walk with me this morning, and the tide is really high, which means the water sound will be very loud while I walk the ocean, along the beach. And I can't get my microphone to work, which means you wouldn't even hear me. So we're adjusting expectations today, and I'm doing a walk with me while I sit in my car. And that kind of represents how my morning's gone. I'm going to take a moment, take it with me. If you're feeling a little on the wrong foot, my husband calls it salmon swimming. I'm going to breathe and I'm just going to say, okay, this will be the first official walk with me while sitting in the car. And let's see, comments. Okay. I would love to know um, if you're here, if my comments are working, and how your walk with me. Are you walking every day? It's the most powerful thing to burn sugar from around your cells, from inside your cells, to get your insulin resistance down, to get the insulin going into the cell. In my opinion, there is nothing more powerful than walking, nothing more powerful. And when you're not sitting in your car and you're outside walking, this is first light for me. The sun is just starting to come up. There's nothing more powerful than those morning rays to reduce inflammation. As the sun comes up, as it hits your eye, you are reducing your inflammation in your body. It's the original, the OG of red light therapy. And sometimes we can buy into the fact we need this expensive machine for red light therapy. And don't get me wrong, there's some great ones out there, but nothing is as powerful as the morning rays of the sun. And it helps you hold on to magnesium. But this is what I want to talk about today. I've got a couple things on my mind, and one of them is fasting. So in the morning, I post a question, just a question, just to get people thinking, get people's input. I love the feedback that I get from them. And a couple weeks ago, like usually I'd get, 10 to 20 comments. A couple weeks ago, maybe over a month ago, the morning question just blew up. And now there's like 80, 100, sometimes 150 comments. And I did one on fasting. And I have to admit, I almost deleted it. Because the thread of the entire comment section was fasting is the only way to get healthy. And that really concerns me because fasting is not for everyone. And so today's walk with me while I sit my butt in my car because my mic's not working is about fasting. And for example, fasting for me, waking up and doing my fast that way and doing like an intermittent fasting where I would push off my morning eating until the afternoon, it does not work for me. I need protein in the morning. I need that strong protein. It helps my leptin connect and get utilized in my body. Now, do I incorporate fasting? Absolutely, I do. It's powerful, but it doesn't work for me how everyone was just coming across. Well, my perception, right? My perception of how everyone was not okay. Oh, there you go. I've got some absolutes in there. Many people in my perception, there we go, that's better. Many people in my perception were coming across that you had to do it a certain way. And here's another thing. There was a time on my journey because creating health is a journey and it's not an end destination. And well, that's a whole topic within itself, but it's not an end destination. It's a journey. And when many times for years on my journey, I did not have a good relationship with food. I had what's called disordered eating. And I ate for comfort. I ate to soothe my emotions. I ate to celebrate. And please know that still comes up for me. Okay. It's not like I'm done with that. Now, is it 1,000 times better? Maybe even more than 1,000 times? Oh my gosh, is it? Absolutely yes. And so fasting depends on where your journey is with food. Because if you're fasting and maybe your relationship with food has some has some rough bumps in it, then after your fast, you're going to be binging and eating to fulfill the time you didn't get the food. That's not healthy. That so if you read through that comment chain, this is me saying, let's be a little bit more flexible. Healthy women are flexible, and healthy women have strong filters. And you've got to take the information that you're seeing online and make it work for you. How do I know that skipping breakfast is not a good thing for me? I have played with that. I have taken notes on that. I've gotten feedback on that. I've done blood work on that. I've gotten feedback from my gut on that, which, here's a squirrel, leads us to another topic. Another conversation that was coming up in the comments that I was like, oh, is listen to your gut, get feedback from your gut. And your gut is a brain. Your gut, I almost said anyway, your gut, your gut is your brain and part of your feedback loop, and you get information from it. But if you have an imbalanced gut, which means you have more parasites than what you should, you're getting feedback from parasites, not true feedback from your body. And if you haven't distinguished between those two things, the feedback that you're getting from your gut isn't accurate feedback. Oh, Joanne, let me squint while I see this. Eating 2 to 3 hours after waking up and stop eating 2 to 3 hours before bed and adding in a 36-hour fast along with magnesium, baths, work. Amazing for me. Joanne, I I cannot tell you. In fact, Joanne, I would love to send you magnesium. I would love to gift you a bottle of magnesium. Just gratitude from me for that comment. Because as what will happen is people may not listen to my long-winded morning walk with me, but they're going to see that comment and they'll stop and think and go, oh, maybe this hardcore fasting that I'm doing every morning is not supporting my adrenals, is not supporting my hormone balance. If you're fasting incorrectly for your body, you're trashing your hormones. Joanne, I will how about let's do it this way. Please reach out to me through messaging on you're coming in from Facebook. Please reach out to me and give me your first name, your last name, your address, and your zip code. And I would love to gift you a 32-ounce bottle of magnesium because that's community. That's helping me build community. And I am so incredibly grateful for that. And I want to back it up with some physical action and send you some magnesium. So thank you. And many, many people are that way. Now, some can jump in and do hardcore fasting and intermittent fasting, and it is a good fit for them. So I'm not saying it's a bad way to do it. I'm saying Joanne's played with it. She's a 5-year faster, which means she has played with utilizing food and figuring out what works for her, not seeing someone who leaves an absolute comment on Facebook or on, let's say, social media, because right now I'm on YouTube and Facebook and somewhere else. Oh, Twitter. Let's say they see those absolutes, and you see them all the time on social media. And if you don't have that strong filter, then you're walking away not making the connection that fasting until 1 o'clock every day is making you more tired and actually harming your body. And anyway, it's so important. I start my day with protein, at least 30 grams. Same. I do fasting and I incorporate it. I feel so much better when I cut my eating off by 5:30. It it is such a beautiful fit for me, and I need strong protein in the morning, and then I do a couple of times in a 6-week period, I do a 72-hour fast, and that's a good fit for me. I'm postmenopause and feel amazing. That's amazing. And, oh, Joanne, you brought up another thing. Postmenopause, me too, me too. Your fasting will change at different stages in your life, what your body needs. Healthy women are flexible. And if you're trying to pound in your fasting like you did when you're 20 or 30, and you're like Joanne and I, and you're postmenopausal, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You have to play with it, tweak with it, evaluate. See, how do you feel if you eat 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up? How do you feel? Do you feel better that way? Or do you feel better waiting until 10 o'clock? Or do you feel better waiting until 1 o'clock? Do you feel better eating within a 6-hour window? Some people, there's so many variations on fasting. You've got to find where you wake up feeling so good. Vanessa, what does your day look like when you fast? Do you drink water? So on eating days, yes, I drink water. And on my 72-hour fast, I do the first 24 hours, I do no water. And let me say, oh, I have to say this so strong so everybody hears it. I am not a doctor. I am not sharing medical advice, and I'm not telling anyone what to do. We're having a conversation, Joanne and Vanessa and I. And I am saying, evaluate what works for you. This is what works for me. When I cut my eating off no later than 6 o'clock, or the next morning, I have higher inflammation. And I don't feel good getting out of bed. And I eat usually upon waking up within that first 10 to 15 minutes. I eat, and I eat 2 meals a day. And I eat within that 6, sometimes 7-hour time period. And then when I do my intense fasting, the first 24 hours, and I had to build up to a 72-hour fast. It's not something you just jump into. The first 24 hours, I do what's called a dry fast, and no water, no food. It's a dry fast. And then I add water back in with electrolytes. And so fasting kind of doesn't sound right because I am doing water with electrolytes. Adding those electrolytes keeps me so much more balanced when I'm fasting, and I can kick up my autophagy. And that's just my cells eating up the old cells to be recycled and made new and stronger and better. That's what works for me. And I have to be careful because I feel so good on that 72-hour fast. My brain kicks in. I feel so good. I have to be careful not to do it too often, because if I do it too often, it starts to tank my thyroid, which means I'm pushing my adrenals too hard. How do I know that? How do I know I'm tanking my thyroid? Because I take my morning temperature. If you want, oh, we're squirreling now. I, yeah, we're squirreling now. Do you take your morning temperature? Your morning temperature before you put your feet on the floor and get doing anything. Taking your morning temperature with a basal thermometer is the most powerful feedback from your body. It's incredible feedback from your body. And if it starts to tank when you're fasting, it's too much on your adrenals. There is no marketing, there is no social media that can give you the kind of feedback that comes from that morning temperature. And so when my temperature starts to tank, I have done too much on my 72-hour fasting. And so that's how I determine feedback from my body. Now, some women, I have to throw this in, some women who are very low in progesterone, their temperature will stay exactly the same. It will not move, which is feedback from your body if you recognize that could be almost always is a progesterone issue. And we've got to get that progesterone up. Oh, so, so good to hang out with you this morning. I loved it. I am needing to readjust. I was going live every day. Well, anyway, my goal was that, and I didn't even hit it. I can't keep the company going and keep the cost of magnesium low, keep the importing happening at the rate that it needs to be happening now, and go live every day. So I'm going to try something for a week, and that is a Monday morning walk with me, a Wednesday more focused topic from my office, where I've made notes. This I just was in my head where I've made notes. I've really pulled some data, a very focused subject on magnesium, soaking in magnesium and health and how it interacts. And then on Friday, I love Friday favorites. I don't know about you, but I love Friday favorites and just sharing things with you that I absolutely love on my journey that I've just used over and over and over again. Meryl, oh, good morning. Good morning from sunny New Jersey. Oh, thank you. That's so kind of you. Now, I'm not in sun right now, and a big question that comes in, but Kristen, the walk, when I do a walk, there's not sunshine. I live on the central coast of California, and right now in June, where I live, it's called June gloom. This is the month we get the least amount of sun because of what happens with the ocean and cloud cover and all of that. Even though there's absolute cloud cover, in fact, I'm using an app. I don't think I can switch my camera. I'd like to take it and switch it so you can see there is incredible cloud cover right now. Even with that cloud cover, that red light from the morning sun coming up, getting into your eyes. You know how much I love my caddis glasses, but when I'm doing my walk with me, I do not have those on. I want that beautiful light hitting my eyes, reducing inflammation so that my body is holding on to magnesium more efficiently. Oh, I love it. So I'll see you on Wednesday, and I'm going to change the time. I'm not sure when yet. I'm going to meet with Shelly today and go over my calendar because I don't think the time I was doing it was a good fit for people. It was right at dinner time for a lot of people, and I think I'm going to do it earlier. I don't know. I'm playing with that. So I'll do Monday walk with me, Wednesday from my office, and Friday favorites where I just share completely random things that I absolutely love. And I'm really excited for this Friday favorites. Let me know if you got a walk in today or any type of exercise today. The healthiest women I know have imperfect eating and move every single day. Is that you? Movement is lotion for your body. It's lotion for your body. Love being with you, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye bye.